Traumedy No More Health and Wellness Expo 2024 was a success. Our goal was to educate, motivate, inspire, and transform kids in regard to social emotional skills. We had over 30 sponsors and vendors. Thank you, and thank you again. My team that volunteered and supported for 5 months, thank you as well. I am so grateful that you supported my dream. Thank you for the gifts and donations to the Jamal Gaines Foundation. The joy, smiles, and laughter on their little faces was the highlight of the day for me. We started the day with a dance performance by Maid Stars that tore the roof down. Thank you so much, ladies, for creating a dance for our anthem, I Am Amazing. We had a star-studded stage with performances by Tiger Martial Arts Academy, Steppers with Attitude Step Team, and the Rollway Antlers participated. Then we had over 20 activities inside and outside. Children are faced with rough emotions like anxiety, stress, and depression. They had an opportunity to learn how to manage their emotions by participating in the activities, which included things like the gaming truck, yoga, and breathwork. Special guests included Rawley's Mayor, Mr. Giacob, and Dan Bowens from Fox 5 News. We gave out our annual Molly Gaines Scholarship to Dominic Barry White, and I was so excited to receive a proclamation from the town of Rahway for my sunny boy, Jamal Gaines. You can watch more highlights, videos, and interviews on our YouTube channel, Molly Gaines Program. Hey, I don't know about you, but did you like that background song? I love it. Good morning, Grand Rising to you, and also you. I'm Tina, also known as Stars Tina, the founder of the Molly Gaines Foundation. My daughter and I together for the past 9 years. Yes, 9 years. Woof, I cannot believe it. We have been celebrating my sonny boy's birthday, and he has a birthday coming up. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Here, for those of you, let me introduce you to him. This is him right here. Isn't he the most beautiful thing? His birthday is coming up August 4th, and every year for the past 4 years, we have been celebrating his birthday. And if you didn't know, trigger warning if this is your first time, my son was tragically murdered in 2016. And every birthday after that, I've just been celebrating because I miss him and I love him. We started this foundation to empower young men because the Mr. Rogers program did an amazing job at pouring into my son so that he could be a successful business owner. He had two successful sneaker stores, was tragically murdered one Friday night. And I had a conversation with one of his friends, and he said they were talking, and Jamal said, if he ever died, he wanted a program named after himself. So that's how we came up with the Molly Gaines program. When we started the program, it was every Saturday. We had different mentors coming in, teaching the young men how to be young men, how to tie a tie. We did a lot of volunteer activities in the town where we cleaned up the park for Earth Day. And as the years went on, we did different things. We did field trips like whitewater rafting. And during COVID, as we all know, everything shut down. So after COVID, and I moved away from New Jersey, we weren't able to do those same sorts of activities. So now we give out scholarships and we have more events. Last year in September, you saw that video, right? You saw that. We had an amazing back to school event and I loved it. And we gave out scholarships then. And guess what? It's that time again. This year, we will be giving out scholarships and we have 5 young children we'll be giving scholarships out to. I'm so excited. And the event was supposed to be in September, but good morning, Evelyn, how are you? But I decided to pull it up a little bit earlier because I need to get some things done. So I didn't cancel it. I just rescheduled it earlier. So Sunday, July 27th, it is a free event. It is in Rahway, New Jersey. I want to invite you to our awards event, our children's back to school event. And in this particular event, it's going to be like the event we did in September, but we're scaling it back just a bit. There's going to be a few activities to teach children how to tap into their emotions. If you hear me talk, I talk about traumedy a lot. And traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. Everyone, everyone goes through it. especially children, but children's traumas tend to get overlooked. So that's why I created this book, Traumedy No More for Kids. And you can text that number on the bottom there, comedy book, or I need a book, or just text me and I can make sure you get your copy, or you can also go on Amazon. This book was created because after my first book was written, I spoke at a school for students. It was an elementary school. This little girl who was 12 years old answered a question. And when she answered this question, it touched my heart, it touched my soul. It was like the gates of heaven opened up and said, Tina, you're not doing enough. Now, the purpose of me speaking, I wanted to just talk to children about traumas. And then I spoke to one school and then another school, and I kept getting asked to speak because I talked about that topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about: anxiety, stress, and depression with children. That's tough, right? Like, how do you cover that? And it's a great movie, Inside Out. Not sure if you've seen it, but it really helps children tap into their feelings because we need to do that. Even as adults, we need to do that. So, my program, Traumedy No More for Kids, it's an 8-week program that we created, and we actually did it this year virtually with a school in Galway, and it was amazing. And the goal of the program is one, to teach, hi, Marcy. And the goal of the program, one, is to teach children how to tap into their feelings, how to really understand what they're going through. Some adults don't even know how to do that. And we did that by using emojis, faces right here, because a lot of people can understand stuff by seeing it, right? So, for example, here you see happy, surprised, scared. There's a lot of different emotions on here. And at the very end of the program, I said, all right, children, what happens when you don't tap into your feelings? And this little girl raised her hand. And this is in the first 7 minutes of me being in front of the students. She said, when you don't tap into your feelings, you can commit suicide and die. And I remember that so clearly. It was about 75 students. There was the principal and the teacher in the back of the room. I looked at her and I was like, really, girl? That's how we're starting this conversation today? I just had to lighten it up some. But it's true, children have these feelings and they don't know how to express themselves. And if they can't express themselves, they just do crazy things. So in our program, the first tip is one, to teach children how to understand what they're feeling. I'm mad because I didn't get a good grade. I'm happy because I get to see my mom and dad, really understand what they're feeling. The second thing we do is we teach them how to express themselves, express how they're feeling, because it's very important to let people know. And this goes for adults as well. If you keep everything bottled up inside, it's going to stress you out. You're going to be angry, upset. You're just not going to be a happy person. So we teach them how to express themselves and let them know it's okay to share, even as a child. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I was younger, it was like children are meant to be seen and not heard. But it's very important, parents, that we listen to our children. So after we teach them, one, to understand what they're feeling, two, to express it, the third one, this is the most important one. And even if you're an adult, you can use this book. The third tip that we teach them is how to conquer, how to overcome these feelings. So if they say, you know what, I'm depressed because we're moving, I'm not going back to the same school in September, right? You're going to the same school. When I was younger, I went from school to school. We moved a lot. I remember people would say to me, are your parents in the military? And I had no idea what they were talking about. I guess because military kids move around a lot, but I was always in a new school and I didn't like it. So we teach them how to conquer these fears. And today I'm going to share with you one thing that's in the book really helps them do this in you as well. So if you're in a situation and you're feeling anxious, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. This is something that's going to help you stay present, right? Because when you're in the present moment, you're focused, you feel good. And what tends to happen is some people think about the past. When you think about the past, you're in the past, you're confused, you don't know what's going on. And then you have those that always in the future. And then if you're in the future, you're just not good as well. So today I want to teach, I want to show you, where did my screen go? I pressed the button, which I shouldn't have done. There we go. I want to tell you 5 things. So the first one is, think of 5 things that you see. When you're feeling anxious, what are 5 things I see? I see the picture of the wall of Paris. I see my ring light. I see my face. I see my AirPod thing. 5 things that you can see. And in this particular book, we have them write them down. And you can see this is one of the pages of the book right here. It's very kid friendly. And then four things you feel. So I feel the seat underneath me, feel my hands on my thighs, I feel my hair touching my face, feel the light blinging in my eyes, like four things that you feel. Three things that you hear. This is kind of hard. I guess I hear the air conditioner, hear my voice, and I hear that silence. You ever have that like ling silence? I hear that as well. So that's the three things. Two things you smell. This might be a hard one, right? You really gotta focus. What do you smell? Well, I guess I could try to do like the armpit. I just finished working out, so it's a little sweaty. What else do I smell? That's a hard one, guys. Find something to smell. I can smell. I know. I got one. My makeup wipes. Makeup wipe. There we go. I got a smell. So if you don't have a smell, find a smell. My makeup wipes have a smell. It's two. And one thing you can taste. You can taste the dryness and the no taste of food in my mouth. Those are things that you can do to get you back to being grounded. And that's something you can teach your children, your grandchildren. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the book Traumedy No More for Kids. We're talking about an event that I'm having in Rahway, New Jersey. We do have some sponsors. If you would like to sponsor a child with a book, been right there to order the book. Just let us know. We can send you the link because each child that has this book, it really empowers them. We're going to be giving out our scholarships, as we mentioned. We have a couple of activities. One of the activities we have, I'm so excited about, Susentials. She makes candles, and last year she was the hit of the event. And what she did was she actually makes candles and she taught children how to make the candles. My goal with this nonprofit is to teach children not only besides the feelings and emotions, let's fast forward slash rewind. My main purpose of the program is to teach children to tap into their passion. And this Sunday in church, the pastor was sharing our passion, and our passion really needs to be led by what God wants us to do. And I think if you're naturally doing what makes you feel good, it's going to come out, right? So I want to find out what children love to do. If they say they want to be a dancer, if they want to be an artist, if they want to be a singer, right? Whatever it is, just tap into those feelings. Because when you're a children, you have that superhero syndrome. You're like, I can do anything. Think about when you were a kid, right? What did you want to be? I was kind of boring, guys. I wanted to be a teacher when I was a kid. Kind of boring, right? And then as I got older, my dreams and my goals, they still began to grow because my parents poured into me constantly. Parents, you have to constantly pour into your kids. If you're not pouring into your kids, guess what? Somebody else is. For example, children, if they need extra love, they may, you know, depending on where they live, they may stand on the corner to hang out with the people on the streets, which you probably don't want, whether it's putting your kids into baseball, cheerleading. And I couldn't understand the kids that did nothing, right? They just kind of came home from school and went home. What is that about? Like we were always doing something when I was growing up, and that's what I did for my kids. It was like work after school. And as the seasons changed, the activities changed, right? And it's funny because whether my kids were good at it or not, they did it. My daughter is really tiny. And I had her in basketball because it was basketball season. She was running around and, whether it was football, baseball, gymnastics, cheerleading, dance, twirling, acting, dancing, modeling, you name it, they did it all and pageants, right? All of these activities made them a well rounded individual. And that's what you want. If you see people in life and they're well rounded, they're well spoken, it's probably because as they grew up, I'm not going to say they didn't have boundaries, but they were able to express themselves and do what they want to do and not have a lot of harsh, you can't do this or don't do that. Yes, we have to have boundaries and rules with our children, but you also want to let them express themselves, which is very important. And I did that a lot with my children. So I wrap up today's episode, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Yes, if you have any questions, any comments, today we're talking about the event that I'm having in Rahway, New Jersey. It's for our nonprofit, the Molly Gaines Foundation. If you're interested in donating a book, if you're interested in being a vendor at the event, we do have a couple of more spots available. It's going to be at 2 o'clock from 2 to 4 on Sunday, July 27th. We have a few activities that we're going to be sharing with the kids, some activities from the book, some other activities from other people coming in. And then we're going to be giving away our awards, maybe a little snack, something like that, as we rev up for the new season that's coming up in September. Um, Again, I'm so excited to be able to turn my trauma into triumph. And while we're here, I'm going to share something that my good supporting partner, managing partner, we can call her Renee. She created a beautiful landing page for us. And I don't know if you want to put it there, Renee. We recently finished our 8-week course, virtual course. We have it available for sale. So when you purchase the book, you can get the course as well, which kind of activates the book. In this book, I share a little bit of my story, the story of the murder of my son, just a little, not much. But the main thing of this book is to one, let you understand the difference between a trauma and a tragedy, window of tolerance, and then how you can get over, I'm not going to say over, through your traumedy. Because in life, if we stay stuck in these little feelings, not little feelings, these big feelings of what happened in our past, we're never going to get to the future, to the life that we want. So you can also get the book along with the course if you want. Otherwise, join our free community. I'm so excited. If you are on Facebook, and hi there, Facebook family, we have a community. It's called Elevate 360. And in this community, it's all the things that I do. And when you hear me, it's my goal is to make you feel empowered, to make you feel as if you can crush everything in your life that you want because you are amazing, right? I think about these feelings all the time when someone says, "How are you feeling?" And you say, "I'm fine." Well, fine is okay, but I don't really think God wants us to live a fine life. And I always feel if someone says they're fine, they're really not too good, right? But when you say you're good, you're actually fine. When you say you're great, you're actually good. So that's why I say, I am amazing. And there's no excuses why you can't feel amazing every single day. I was talking to a client yesterday, and she's had a rough past week with a bunch of family members that passed away, a couple of family members that passed away. And I said, "How are you feeling?" And then she said something, and I was like, "No, no, 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 no. Let's answer the question." Because in life, sometimes when we don't want to answer something that's tough, we say something else. But I tuned her back in and I said, "How are you feeling?" And she said she was happy because of something that had just happened. She was happy. And I was like, "That's great." And I said, I want you to do the same thing too. If you have a moment and you're feeling super happy, maybe you just finished, I always go back to food, guys, forgive me. Maybe you just finished eating, maybe you went for a walk, but you feel happy, you have a good feeling. I really want you to just put that feeling in your head. Let it just like stay there like a piece of cement. It's stuck, it's not going anywhere. But when you are having those days and you're not feeling so good, you can tap into that feeling of happiness, of joy, because our brains, our minds, our bodies, they can't really tell the difference between what's actually happening and what's not happening. So, my goal when you hear me speak is to take you from good to great to amazing. And I do that with motivation. Motivation is so important. You get up in the morning. I don't know about you, but I am so motivated that I'm able to get up and I'm able to move my body, and then I have to move my body with class, whether it's with my team or by myself. And then after the motivation, I'm going to transition you over to inspiration, because that motivation, it doesn't last too long. It lasts when you got a great song going, when you have someone cheering you on. But when that person's not cheering you on, or when that music's not there, the motivation's gone. So that's when you have to turn into inspiration. And I want to invite you to start with prayer with the inspiration, maybe talking to God, maybe reading your Bible. Get inspired. What inspires you? What is your why? Right? What inspires you to smile? What inspires you to get up to be with your children? Your why has to be so big, it makes you want to cry, right? And my why is super simple. It's because of my son. The reason why I'm able to jump out of bed, the reason why I'm able to do all the things is to make myself feel empowered and strong so that his death meant something to the motivation, to the inspiration, the transformation. And the transformation is constantly happening, guys. Let me tell you, I am always finding out new things about myself, my mind, my body, my soul. It's a growing process. Think of it like a tree, right? Trees are just constantly growing, growing, and growing for hundreds of years, reaching for the sun. And did you know that the roots underneath the ground are actually bigger than the ones on top? I mean, think about it. You gotta hold that big tree. So the bottom has to grow deep and strong. What are you doing to build your roots? What are you building to stay grounded? All right, guys, I kind of got off on a tangent. These Wednesdays, I'm talking about No More Traumedy, our program for kids. I'm putting together now the next course, which is this. Whew, I can't believe this is going to be my third cohort, my third season of putting this program together. The first season, I just kind of used my book and did little pieces of paper. The second season, which was this past year, we created this book, and my reporting partner Renee helped me create this book by putting it together. And now, as we're in season 3, now I think we kind of got it. So if you have a group, whether it's Girl Scouts, whether it's cheerleading, and you have a bunch of children that you work with, and you know that they need support, they need empowerment, please to me so that I can share our course with you. I can teach the course to them. I can teach you to teach the course to them. And we have different certification programs that we're putting together now to just spread the word out because this is something that really, really needs to be focused on trauma informed healing. It's a thing. Yes. And I was doing a podcast with an individual, her name blocks my mind now. And she was saying, instead of preventing the traumas from the kids, let's just have it so it doesn't even happen. Right. With that being said, we're going to close today with an outro video about my sonny boy. If you don't know my story, we still don't know who did it. If you know anything, please share the word. It's not going to make a difference for him coming back, but it will make a difference for those that did it. So again, thank you for your time. I'm Tina. Would love for you to join our free community and have a great day. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Bye guys. Enjoy the video.
The young entrepreneur was killed at a business he owned downtown.
Laying there in his puddle of his own blood at that point. Literally holding him and screaming his name as he's taking his last breath.
Gaines was 21 years old when he was murdered.
And the Emmy goes to The Tape Room, Jamal Malley Gaines.
What's going on with my son? Like, I'm sorry, your son is dead.
And the last time I saw my brother was in the hallway where he died. And I told him, you need to get a gun. You need to have more protection.
Somebody knows something. Somebody out there has some answers about what has happened.
This is ridiculous. Okay, it should not happen. This needs to stop. Young black man with a business. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yes!
They were coming after the store, even though they shot him, he was still just fighting as he was going down. He went out there charging like a lion, and that's what we named his foundation after, Lion-Hearted Legend, because he had so much freaking heart.
Greatness attracts hate and jealousy and envy and greed.
Yes.
When what it should attract is motivation. Because that's what Marley did for me. He motivated me.